Systems Wise podcast.
Hello there and welcome to this show. This is Systems Wise, the show about helping small businesses with the most limited resources to solve those sales, marketing, and systems challenges that you'd normally need a much bigger business to solve. Every week I try to answer a question around how we, as small business owners, can use better strategies, automation, and systems to make the very most of what other businesses much larger would achieve. I'm Gareth Everson, and on today's episode, I'm going to be continuing this journey that I've been on around writing the Lemonade Plan book. The book is due out in the next few weeks, and on today's episode, I want to go into a little bit more about this theme of starting with working backwards from the objective that you want to achieve with your business. Remember, there's two core objectives that we have as business owners for our business. And the first one is to achieve predictable profits, because without those, we don't have a business anywhere beyond the short term. And the second one, in order to achieve that on repeat, we need to be running a business where the endorsements that we're getting for our work, that is the reviews, the referrals, or the repeat sales, are healthy. So that second joint objective is that we're able to get reviews in a systematic way off the back of the work that we do with our clients. And if you remember in the last episode, I dismantled this problem that the small business marketing industry creates around the focus on what I think is the wrong thing for small businesses. And that's this obsession with lead generation and how leads will solve every single problem that you have in your business. If you've ever thought to yourself that the leads that you're generating aren't of the level of quality that they need to be, or that you're unable to convert as many leads as you wanted to into paying clients, then I'd challenge you to think about this concept of working backwards more in your business and starting with the end in mind. So when we're starting with this premise that what we're aiming for is predictable profits and systematic reviews, actually we need to start with the end in mind. And when we think about Lemonade as the processes that our buyers go on, so that's their experience with us, they go through the Lemonade steps in sequence. But when we're systemizing our business, we have to think about it the other way around. We have to think about having the end in mind first. So what does that perfect endorsement say? And how do we build a structure of what we deliver and what we offer and what we add on to that core offer in order to be able to get to that end goal? So let's talk about that a little bit more today. So instead of talking about the acrostic lemonade, what I want you to think about today is EDOA, which is EDOA. That's how we should be thinking about setting up those processes that we need to manage in our business in a more systematic way. So let's start with endorsements. In the book, I talk through the story of Michael, a physio. He's one of our 4 characters in the book. And what Michael is able to achieve with his patients are some fantastic outcomes that turn people that are unable to move or have back pain or unable to take part in a Pilates class, turn them back into having healthy bodies where they can do the kind of things that they enjoyed doing prior to suffering that pain. And he gets great results with his patients, but on a regular basis, either forgets to or doesn't have a system in place that will ask his clients for those endorsements, those reviews, those referrals to others who are like them. And so Michael, when he's thinking about this challenge that he faces and worrying about this as he sits at his desk, trying to complete the admin that he doesn't want to do around growing his physio practice more, he's working through how he can go about asking in a more predictable and systematic way for those reviews. If you're any good at what you do, and purely the fact that you're listening to this episode would suggest that you are and that you've been running your business for some time, experts who are good at what they do don't run failing businesses. They're able to keep the lights on, they're able to put food on the table, they're able to generate enough revenue to keep going. But what most experts fail to do is to put the processes that they need in place to be able to grow and maximize that business for what it could be. And if you face that challenge yourself, then you're definitely in the right place here. Michael, our physio, is fantastic at what he does. As a physio, he's got great expertise and great knowledge and a great relationship with his patients, which he loves doing on a day-to-day basis. And he loves putting the time in to help those patients to succeed. But the thing he forgets to do, or the thing that he doesn't have a process in place to manage, is asking those patients who are delighted with what he's done to give him those endorsements that his work has really deserved. And if you've worked with clients where nothing has come out of the back of it by way of referrals to others or a Google review or a LinkedIn recommendation or something like that, then you're probably in the same situation as Michael, our physio. We all face this challenge, don't we, of what is that moment to ask for that review or that referral? And I get it. I've been in that situation before myself, especially if it's an ongoing relationship that you have with a client. At what stage should we be asking for that endorsement? And the book gives you hints and tips about when would feel like the right time to do that. And it challenges you to think about that in your own business. There are a couple of key milestones with any client or patient journey that they have where there are opportune moments to ask for those reviews without seeming like you're nagging them to do that. If you've done great work for them, and if they've got fantastic results out of working with you, there's no reason really why they shouldn't be leaving you reviews or referrals to others. But it's just about asking for it in the right way and about having the steps before that in their journey that lead them towards that. Are you delivering everything that you promised to? And that leads me nicely on to our second story. So as we work backwards in this process, we then encounter James, our heating engineer. And what James has is a slowly growing heating engineer business. They replace boilers, they put in new radiator systems for their business. And he's taken on his first member of staff, Tom, who goes and manages his own clients that James has sold into. And what James is challenged by is the fact that when they deliver the work that they've promised to for their customers out in their homes, that there's sometimes a difference in the standard of outcomes of that delivery that are achieved. Both James and Tom are great at what they do. They're technically very proficient. They don't make mistakes on the job. But in terms of what they've promised to do with that offer and that proposal and what that delivery process looks like for the home owner and the communications that go with all of that, there's sometimes some little mismatches. And James's story in the chapter on having quality delivery frameworks, although he's a heating engineer, we can all take lessons from that chapter for our own business, especially around client expectations versus what you deliver and how you communicate it. So without any spoilers, that's what you'll take away from the chapter on delivery systems. So then as we work backwards through these 8 processes, we get to the chapter on creating compelling offers. And in this chapter, we meet Sarah, who's a business coach. Phenomenal at what she does. There's a common theme here. All of our business owners are great at what they do. Sarah is great at what she does with her clients and achieves fantastic results with them. But the challenge that Sarah faces as this expert who wants to solve every single problem that's possible to solve for her clients to give them the best experience, what Sarah doesn't have is this standardized methodology and this standardized offer, this core offer that she can deliver for those clients in a predictable and scalable way. And the knock-on effect of that is that what she encounters as a result is that the outcomes are never really perfectly clear. And if the outcomes are never really perfectly clear, what does that look like by way of what you are delivering for the client? And also in terms of that second goal of achieving those reviews or the referrals, and in fact, even the first goal of being fully profitable and being able to run an operation that delivers what we say we're going to deliver in a profitable way, Sarah's really struggling to do and to achieve both of those objectives with her business. So the biggest irony is that our superstar business coach who helps her business clients to achieve great things isn't able to do so in her own business. So the chapter on creating compelling offers, if you've ever faced that challenge in your own business, is going to be perfect for you to think that through in your own business dynamic. And then we come to our fourth process that you'll systemize in your business. And as we work backwards, this process is around finding natural opportunities to sell add-on services or add-on products to your clients after you've delivered that core offer to them. And with Emma, who's our virtual assistant business owner in our story, you'll see through her lens how she faces that challenge of just taking on pretty much any work from her clients to help them further. Again, she falls into this curse of expertise that just because we can solve a problem for our clients, very often we'll take that on and we'll take that responsibility on for them instead of having a really clear framework that works for us to deliver a core offer, which in my world is solving 80% of that client's challenges, and then having the right add-on solutions, add-on products or processes or services that you can deliver for those clients that deliver part or all of the other 20% of the kind of things that will help them solve their problems and challenges. So Emma's challenge is all about working out what she does best for clients and how she helps them get the best results that she's able to. And you'll see through her story that the conclusion that she comes to is that built on her core offering, she's able to offer 2 or 3 things around that depending on the circumstances, she's able to enhance that relationship with her clients, but only after delivering that core product or service to them in the first place that gets them those first results, and does so in a way where she's achieving the objectives that they have, that the business goals that those businesses that she works with have, but she's doing so in a profitable way, and she's doing so in a way whereby those clients are able to reflect on the work that she's done and be able to relate that back to what she's offered in the first place and give her great feedback for doing so. Are we achieving those objectives that we first set out to when we first set those expectations with our clients of what we're going to deliver, and have we delivered it? And if we have done, are there logical and profitable add-on services that we can provide to those clients or patients after we've delivered that core. And that's the journey that Emma goes on through this process of thinking about how she divides what her core offer is from those things that she can deliver as add-on services. And then there's a third category of things that she really shouldn't be delivering anymore. So you'll see that in Emma's journey on the chapter on add-on opportunities. So we've given thought today into the processes that as a business owner, you need to work backwards through in order to systemize your business in a profitable and a scalable way. On the next episode, we'll talk about the front end, so working forwards from generating leads. And it'll be the leads, the education, the sales meeting, and the new client processes that I'll talk about on our next episode. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Systems Wise podcast. Remember that what we learn today only has value if there's a plan to take action on it tomorrow. Head to getsystemswise.com/EP49 to find the resource notes for this episode. And while you're there are other training resources and insights into the software and systems that we all need in order to grow our businesses. And if you value this show, please help others to discover it as well by leaving a review wherever you're listening to the podcast today or wherever you're watching it. And if there are people in your network that would value the kind of content that I've covered on today's show, please don't hesitate to share it on whatever social network you feel that we'd be able to reach those people with. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time.
The Systems Wise Podcast.